Okay. Before I start, I found the old sefer, my father Zatzal's Eitzer of Svarim, and I just found it interesting to mention that the same thing that happened in Eretz Yisrael on Simchas Torah, there's a kuntras here, Gzeres Tuf Nun Vav, from the Ravan, who's known as Rabbi Elazar ben Rab Nosson, who was a Rishon, because that year was, today was 5783, then was 4856. And then it was run by the areas where the Yidden lived was French and German, and they decided, whoever was in charge, that they wanted to take over Eretz Yisrael. And then there were Arabs living there, so they had to kill out all the Arabs. But in order for them to kill out the Arabs, they decided the first thing they had to do was kill out all the Yidden in that area. So therefore they'll have Hatzlacha killing out the Arabs. So it goes through a whole thing how they mamish killed out all the Yidden, the thousands of Yidden that they killed out. They went from city to city killing out Yidden. The number was 1,200, which was just, agav. In one city was 1,300, one was 1,100, one was 1,200, but it was mamish the same numbers. Main difference that I saw was that there a lot of the Yidden killed each other, al kiddush Hashem, that the goyim shouldn't come and do things to them. So I just found it very interesting that everybody thinks such a thing never happened in the history of Klal Yisrael. Unfortunately, in Nebuch, these things have happened in the past. We know Redifus, this one we don't know because it was so long ago, but you see written that.
What was the date? What was the first crusade?
4856. Happened on Pesach. He says exact dates. It happened Pesach. Okay, and the kinnis here brought also. Okay, that was one thing. Then I wanted to start off with a story. Stories like this. It's really a medrash story, so it takes away from the excitement of it. Because everybody wants a Meister Shahaya and they want the inspirational stories and so forth. But it's an inspirational story. The story goes as follows. That there were two friends, very good friends, and one guy decided to visit his friend. It was in another city, and each city had its own king. So he came to visit the city. So of course there were goyim who were Maisa, they mastered on him, and they said that a spy from another city came in and he's going to report, because the two kings of those two cities that they lived hated each other, so therefore they wanted to say that this guy's a spy, so then the king will kill him. So the king called this guy up and he arrested him and he brought him to the palace, and he said, "What are you doing here? You're a spy." So he says, "I'm not a spy. I have a good friend here in town and I came to visit him." So the king tells him, "You know what? I don't care. I don't believe you. You have to die." And so the guy started begging the king, and he said, "Listen," he says, "I give out money to people. I lend people money, but I don't write it down. So if you kill me, you're going to be hurting my almana and yisaimim, because they are supposed to get this money, and the only one who knows who owes what to me is me, because I didn't write it down. So if you're going to kill me, you're going to lose all that money. And so give me time to go home, and I'll come back." So the king said, "Yeah, you're never going to come back." So then he said, "My friend will be the Arif, that if I don't come back, you could kill him." So the friend was maskim, they were good friends. So his king gave him 30 days to go take care of his business and then to come back. And then he would, try him and kill him. So Lamaisa came the 30th day, and people are looking out for this guy to come back. Kimtnisht, which you can't blame him for, because he was basically coming back to a certain death. So the king arrested the friend and said, "Listen, your friend didn't come back. You got to go." So he took a big sword and he puts it on his neck. And then all of a sudden they hear a cry from the street that the original guy is coming back. So don't kill this guy, go kill that guy. Maisa, the guy came and he said, "You're going to kill my friend? Kill me, don't kill him. Give me the sword, put it on my neck. I'm the one who's supposed to die." So the other one said, "No, I had the opportunity to have myself killed for you." And they're fighting back and forth which one should get killed. The king saw there's a tremendous ava between people. The king said, "I'm not going to kill either one of you. I see such a tremendous love between you two. I want to be part of such a chevra." So he made himself he became a third party to the ava that these two have. And that says Chazal say, L'chein amru Rabbi Seinu Zal, u'kenei l'cha chaver. Which is very interesting. So I'm going to come back to that, but I just first wanted to say the story. Now to go back to the parsha, then I'll come back. What does one have to do to the other? So a pasuk states like this. It says, Me'ez kol ish asher yivenu libay. Frek kasha. Klal Yisrael was in the midbar, right? And they had man, right? There was no business going on. Where did they get their food? And if a guy took too much man, it spoiled, right? And if he took too little, so then his demand that he had satisfied him, right? So where's this Eis Kol Asher Yivenu Libay? Answer is, they got pizza in Mitzrayim, right? So the problem was, those people who are Chisarei Emunah, right? So they took too much, right? Because what do you need extra money for? Because I don't believe Rabbi Shalom is going to give me parnasa tomorrow, so I took extra. So it was a chet. So therefore, Rabbi Shalom said, you want to have a kapara on yen chet? Yidvenu libay. Give extra tzedakah, you'll have a kapara on that chet of taking too much money. It's negei b'zman is that also, but without going into details, the Edaina, everybody understands on their own. So now, Yidvenu. It's Gebayt and a Chasam Sofer, but okay, but however you want to translate it. But anyways, okay, Yidvenu. What's Yidvenu? It's a taiva. So it's a chesed minei ubei. So first of all, Yidvenu is gematria chesed. So it's a chesed minei ubei. Why? Number one, it's a chesed for the Mishkan, that they had the money to build it. And more importantly, it's a chesed for the one who gave it, that he had an opportunity to give it tzedakah, that he could be paid himself from taking too much ubabiza. And I'm just focusing on this pasuk, Eis Kol Asher Yivenu Libay. They has to give a truma. What's truma? As you know, very simple. The Torah mem is truma, right? Coming to show you that when a person is mechazik Torah, it's as if he learned Torah. And just like Torah was given b'mem yoim, so to the truma, even though it wasn't given b'mem yoim, but also that chashivas of truma, which is Torah mem, that Moshe Rabbeinu had to go up. We know also it's said in the pasuk on v'asuli migdash v'shachanti b'saychai. What's v'asuli migdash v'shachanti b'saychai? That is that, of course, we know it's the Mishkan itself, right? But also, all the Sfarim say that it's going on the person. Also, asuli migdash v'shachanti b'saychai goes in the pnimius of a minch. Right? Saycham. Right. So it has to be in every individual person, right? So. And the word of that is just like the Mishkan was a guf, right? And the Shechina come down into the Mishkan, is the Neshama Shabai. So too a person is the guf like the Mishkan, and the Shechina will come into him if he is a proper clay kibble to host the Mishkan. And what happened by Churban Habayis? Churban Habayis is pshat that just like when a person dies, the guf dies, so then the neshama goes up. So too, by Churban Habayis, the Shechina went up also. In other words, Rabbi Shalom created it as a mashal that person should understand that his guf is like a mishkan, and that when the guf is no longer a proper clay kibble, whether it's through misa or through averis, then the mishkan goes away. So now I wanted to, as we know, that a big part of the avodah that we do is to have a yichud. So the Shechina and the guf, or the neshama and the guf, is a yichud. They come together, and with them coming together, they have the ability to create a shefa. So this is what we said. I said that Maisa earlier, Knei L'cha Chaver. Where do you see that there's such a thing as Knei L'cha Chaver? You have to buy your friends. Yeah, if you give me money, I'll be your friend. That's not really your friend, right? So where do you see that? Where do we see kinyan by people? You see it by an isha. So it's coming to show you that Knei L'cha Chaver is that not only that isha that you marry through kinyan, she also has to be a chaver. And it's not just that she should be ish v'isha. As you know, ish v'isha is eisha cheles if there's no yud and hey inside, right? Like it says in the pasuk, "Samchuni ba'ashishais," right? It's the ashisha. I think I said that once before. The samchuni ba'ashishais. That's the eish. But if you mamtik yena eish with a yud and the hey, then the shchin is shrui b'neiim, and then you have no more problems. Now chazach is that the samchuni ba'ashishois is, where do you see it? Because you see that you have the yud and the k of the Shem Havai, they're coming together. You have first two separate things. One is echad, the an is echad is one, and the isha is echad is one. When you put the two echads together, so you have Shem Havaya, 13 and 13, echad is 13, so then the chav vav is Shem Havaya. And included in that Shem Havaya, of course, is the vav ha'mechaber. You know that the ois vav is a mechaber, and then the yud k, vav k, so the yud k is in the moichin, which is not so negay in Eilam Hazeh. The Vav K, which is Eilam Hazeh, so that's the Vav HaMechaber, the Eilam Hazeh, and the Asud Lavai, the moichin, and the Guf. So I'm coming back, that's why I was coming back to again the story. Knei L'chal Chaver, I want to say that it doesn't only go on Chaverim, but it also goes on Ish Ve'isha, and it goes on a person's Guf Unishama. That Knei L'chal Chaver, that should be heavily by Shavim, that you should both be on the same page in order for them to have a proper yichud. And on that note,